So what I was saying is that uh, youth uh, are uh, the one of the most important uh, segments of the population who will decide the long-term destiny of any nation state. I mean, if you ask me why Europe or the Netherlands is economically progress, is because partly they have great culture, cultural stability, deriving it from creativity, innovation, and have a very strong academic orientation where there is 100% literacy rate. Not only that, there is a great culture of book reading. Not only that, there is a great culture of you know organizing events and leadership practices right from the school and then college and university. Erasmus University offers undergrad as well as graduate education. And this, you would, I mean, any student, even in Pakistan, especially in the digital age, where you can access information from anywhere in the world, while at the same time from YouTube you can have great exposure with any culture of the world while having viewing the videos. Many of the YouTube videos would just be live broadcasts of city centers, or then there will be lectures, or then there will be knowledge based video blogs, and etc etc. So what I'm saying is that with that orientation, the youth would really represent the future of the world and future of Pakistan, as well as in case of Netherlands, future of Netherlands. And Netherlands is orienting its economy, its governance towards internationalization. There is more and more diversity in the politics, in economic governance that is practiced by the Dutch. I know I've being an alumni, living there for a decade, and now have a immigration policy, flexible immigration policy, whereby if you have studied 1 year in a Netherlands university or a college, you can apply for a work permit, which was unheard of when I was doing my PhD. While at the same time, this identity crisis needs to be understood. That how perceptions will be built about a certain ethnicity that they represent under development. Mostly, it is misconstrued. It is a misconception, and it might be an outcome of increased economic challenges. But then the solution is there, my friends, there within. Identity crisis would disappear if you empower the Dutch youth and empower all those international citizens who have immigrated to Netherlands and who are young. I mean, what a parent would want. I mean, it's a dream come true for a parent, that their children would be studying in Dutch educational institutions, and they would be speaking Dutch like the Dutch, as well as, will have their orientation, would have certain level of cultural stability. As I have already mentioned, the misconception, Dutch are very family oriented. Yes, they might meet their family when they are in university, or they are young professionals. They might not meet their family more often, but they nevertheless would be in touch with their families, and their families are in touch with all those young Dutch, and it is true for even Europeans and Americans and Canadians and Australians. So trust the family values. Treat the children of immigrant good. Make a policy. Make a certain higher education policy in Europe, whereby the parents could be proud that those immigrants which are misconceptualized, or which gives an impression that there is some kind of a identity crisis and underdevelopment representing immigrants. Instead, treat the children of immigrants in a really good manner, how the children of the world should be treated. Empower them with education. Empower them with opportunities, work opportunities. And Europe, as I know, being an alumni of Dutch University in Netherlands, creativity, innovation, and cultural stability, freedom of thought, tolerance, diversity. These are all lessons which are not being learned in the classroom in Dutch the colleges and universities, but outside within the campus, the social life would teach you all these, one of the greatest notions of human progress. So, you can utilize it as we have used in University of Management Technology. We don't have the brightest of the students, brightness or intelligent by means of grades. They don't have a really good grades in college, but we use such a creative pedagogy that at least 50% of the students would learn the knowledge of the future. It could be utilized through the medium of spoken lectures, or it could be through other mediums, for example, electronic medium or digital mediums. Allow the students to learn. And yes, in Pakistan as well, the culture of the universities is amazing. There is a level of, every university gives opportunities which will allow the students, the young Pakistanis, the international students, to be more confident, to have freedom of thought, to be more culturally oriented, representing values like trust, compassion, kindness. And that's how nations are built. So, and even for superior university, even parents from lower economic backgrounds are able to enroll their children to one of the best universities of Lahore. This is amazing. And of course, the students come from all the provinces, KP, Balochistan, Sindh, Punjab, Kashmir. And indeed, it would then appear that, if the youth would have great educational opportunities, and they would have, they could have opportunities to then have a great social life, while at the same time sports opportunities, where they can live a physically fit lifestyle, and a healthy lifestyle. You are building up the nation. You are building leaders. Every household, Pakistani household, whether high income group, middle income group, low income group, will have leaders in those young children, in those young youth. So it could be so appropriately understood by the Dutch universities and the kind of educational learning environment of universities in Europe, United States of America, Canada, and Australia. And even you can include Turkey, China, Malaysia as well. These are emerging areas, and even Pakistan and India. So, if a country is facing a lot of challenges, one priority should never be compromised, and that is about providing the youth of the nation greatest opportunities of learning, of developing values which are ethical, putting confidence in them, enhancing their leadership capabilities, their creativity, and encourages towards a liberal thought process, though perfectly in line with the cultural intricacies. For example, in Pakistan, it should be completely in balance, in line with Islamic teachings. While Islamic religion, that's what I try to emphasize, is one of the greatest religions of the world. It is a philosophical thought. It promotes a philosophical thought, which might appear to be traditional, but it is inherently knowledge based. It is inherently cultural based, with cultural values transforming into greater human economic values. So, what I will summarize is that Erasmus University is one of the best universities of the world, and not only as an alumni, there will be I'm sure there would be, with this professional development program, there will be such a great learning opportunities for alumni like me, but would then also be able to then understand how culture has been transformed over the years. For example, it's been 17 years that I have never been to Europe. So this is an exciting idea to then maybe observe the youth, the students, the universities are for the youth. colleges, education institutions are for the youth. So, and yes, one of the best faculty is available in across all the European, American, Canadian, Australian universities, as well as true for China and Malaysia or India, or even true to a lot of to a greater extent in for Pakistan as well. Pakistani HEC Higher Education Commission has transformed higher education, for Pakistan. You have most of the faculty members who are PhDs. Either they have done their PhDs from Pakistani university or they have PhDs from one of the best universities of the world. Whereas Pakistani university PhDs, being director audit gets superior, I would evaluate, make an evaluation and would recommend that yes, of course. Now, PhD is just a learning exercise. You don't have to be transformed into Aristotle or then have a profile like Isaac Newton or Albert Einstein. Instead, it's a learning exercise where you try to present an issue with an economic lens while at the same time having academic orientation while utilizing a bit of creativity to then add value to the literature. So Pakistani